Welcome to the world of SQL error handling. In this module, we will explore the essential techniques for managing errors in your SQL queries. Let's dive in and learn how to build robust and reliable database applications. Why is error handling so important in SQL? First, it prevents application crashes, ensuring that your programs do not halt unexpectedly due to database issues. Second, it maintains data integrity, preventing corruption and inconsistencies in your database. Third, it improves user experience by providing informative error messages instead of abrupt failures. Finally, error handling simplifies debugging, making it easier to identify and fix problems in your SQL code. Let's explore some common SQL errors you might encounter. First, syntax errors. These occur when you have missing keywords, incorrect table or column names, or unmatched quotes or brackets in your SQL statements. Second, logical errors. These are caused by incorrect where clauses, joins, or group by statements that lead to wrong results, even if the query runs without crashing. Third, permission errors. These arise when you do not have sufficient privileges to execute queries on certain tables or databases. Fourth, timeout errors. These happen when your queries take too long to run and exceed the system's timeout limits. Fifth, constraint violations. These occur when you try to insert or update data in a way that violates unique key, foreign key, or check constraints. And finally, data type errors. These are due to incorrect data types used in queries or incompatible type conversions that the database cannot handle. The try-catch block is a structured error handling mechanism in SQL. It allows you to catch and handle errors gracefully, log error information for debugging, provide fallback behavior to prevent failures, and continue execution when possible. Here's a basic example. We start with begin try, inside of which you place the SQL statements that might cause errors. For example, an insert into the customers table. If an error occurs, the control jumps to the begin catch block. Inside this block, you can use error functions like error number and error message to retrieve details about the error. SQL provides several built-in error functions to help you retrieve information about errors that occur. Let's look at some of them. Error number returns the error number of the exception that was raised. Error message returns the complete text of the error message. Error severity returns the severity level of the error. This is a number between 0 and 25. Error state returns the state number of the error, which can provide more specific information about the error type. Error line returns the line number on which the error occurred within the SQL code. An error procedure returns the name of the stored procedure or trigger where the error occurred, if the error happened within a stored procedure or trigger. Transactions are essential for maintaining data integrity, especially when dealing with errors. Transactions ensure that a series of SQL operations either all succeed or all fail together. Begin transaction starts a transaction. Commit finalizes and saves the changes. Rollback undoes all changes made during the transaction. Combining transactions with try-catch blocks provides robust error handling. Here's how it works. We begin with begin transaction. Inside the try block, we perform database operations like updating account balances. If any operation fails, the control goes to the catch block, where we roll back the transaction to undo any changes. If all operations are successful, we commit the transaction to save the changes. This ensures that either all operations are applied, or none are, maintaining the database's consistency. Custom error handling allows you to generate your own error messages, control error severity levels, include dynamic content in errors, and create more meaningful and application-specific error messages. You can use razor or throw to implement this. Razor is older syntax, but more configurable. Throw is a modern syntax, simpler to use. Here's an example. If the stock quantity is less than 0, we use razor to generate a custom error message. Alternatively, we can use throw to achieve a similar result. In the catch block, you can use throw to rethrow the caught error, allowing it to be handled further up the call stack. Logging SQL errors is crucial for tracking error frequency and patterns, debugging complex issues, maintaining an audit trail of errors, and analyzing performance issues. To implement error logging, first, create an error log table with columns for error time, error number, error severity, error state, error message, and other relevant details. Then within a try/catch block, if an error occurs, insert a new record into the error log table, capturing all available error information. This allows you to maintain a detailed record of errors for analysis and debugging. Let's look at some best practices for SQL error handling. Use structured error handling. Always use try/catch blocks for SQL operations that could fail, especially for data modifications and critical operations. Log detailed error information. Capture all relevant error data, including time, user, severity, procedure name, and the actual SQL statement that caused the error. Use error severity appropriately. Choose appropriate severity levels for different types of errors. Be specific in error messages. Create clear, specific error messages that help diagnose the problem, but do not reveal sensitive information to end users. Implement proper transactions. Always use transactions around multiple operations that should succeed or fail as a unit to maintain data consistency. Finally, provide meaningful feedback. Return appropriate error information to the application layer that can be translated into user-friendly messages. In conclusion, robust error handling is essential for building reliable and maintainable SQL applications. Use a structured approach by implementing try/catch blocks consistently to handle errors systematically and predictably. Ensure data integrity by combining error handling with transactions to maintain database consistency. And practice proactive detection by logging and monitoring errors to identify and resolve issues before they affect users. Thank you for following along. SQL Error Handling: Managing Errors in SQL Queries for Robust Database Applications. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.